Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are ready to cook with Whit because we about to be making some salmon in coconut sauce, serving with some broccoli, some carrot sticks, and some mashed potatoes. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and also hit that little bell so you can be notified when I post a video. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing that we are doing, of course, is we're washing our hands. And we did have our salmon cleaned and washed with some lime juice, of course. So we're just going to get straight into seasoning. And we are adding a teaspoon of each seasoning. That's first salt that we added, just sprinkling it on top. Make sure that each piece gets a generous amount. Then we're adding some complete seasoning, which is a teaspoon also, and like I said, we're just sprinkling it on top. We're adding some black pepper now, sprinkling on top also, then some garlic powder. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is just flip this pieces over, as you can see from what I'm doing, and then we're just going to go ahead and do the same on the other side. Okay, so what I'm doing now pretty much is rubbing the seasoning into the salmon, because you want to make sure everything is well distributed. So I'm also kind of rubbing the salmon on the side of the salmon on the plate to make sure that the sides are also seasoned. So I'm also doing that to all of them. And then once I'm done making sure the seasoning is well distributed, I'm just going to set it aside for a few hours, and this is what it's looking like. Okay, so now that the salmon is marinated, we're just going to go ahead and slightly fry it a bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting it in the fryer with about 3 tablespoons or so of oil. Cooking it for about 2 minutes on each side. As you can see, when it's kind of getting golden, that's the time you flip it. And I'm just removing it once both sides are golden. I'm just removing it from the oil and adding my last 2 pieces to the fryer. Then let them cook the same. Well, these pieces are a little bit thicker that I'm about to add, so we're going to let it cook for 3 minutes on each sides instead of 2, just because, like I said, they're a bit thicker. You want to make sure it's thoroughly cooked. Okay, so once our salmon is cooked, we're just going to set it aside and go ahead and get straight into making our sauce. So I'm just adding a can of coconut milk to a heated pot, as you can see. Then I'm kind of adding a little bit of water to the plate that I used to season the salmon. And I'm just kind of scooping out all the seasoning, making sure I get as much as I can out of it without adding too much water. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stir that in. Then I am adding some parsley flakes. I'm adding about a teaspoon. And I'm also adding some thyme leaves, and that's about a teaspoon as well. Between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. As you can see, I am not measuring the thyme and the parsley. I'm just putting a generous amount, enough to give the sauce some color and some flavor. And I'm just stirring everything in right now. Make sure everything is well stirred. Then I'm just going to allow this to simmer for about 5 minutes. Okay, so after about 5 minutes, our sauce is about ready, and I did add a half a Scotch bonnet pepper to the pot just because these peppers are sometimes unpredictable and I didn't want it to be too spicy, so I just used half a Scotch bonnet. Then I'm adding some carrot sticks and some broccoli to the sauce, making sure it's well submerged, and then we're going to add our salmon piece by piece. And you want to make sure that your salmon is fully submerged. You want to get some of the sauce on top of it also, and cover it to simmer for about 3 minutes. And this is what it's looking like after about 3 minutes or so. And you want to kind of flip the broccoli to make sure that it's well steamed. You don't want it too hard. Honestly, if it's your preference to have it a little bit crunchier, then you don't have to cook it as much. But this was just about finished, and this is what our final dish is looking like. I did add some mashed potatoes. Comment down below if you'd like a video of the mashed potatoes. Thank you for watching.